What's up, guys? Welcome to another M-rated episode here with Mark and Manny, and happy Thanksgiving, baby.
For real. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
I
For
hope
real.
everybody is feasting up.
Yeah.
Some tamales.
Y guárdame un plato, por favor.
People make pozole in Thanksgiving
Damn.
now, dude.
Really?
They eliminated the whole turkey thing. They eliminated the chicken stuff. Yeah, people are making pozole.
Really?
No, I'm serious, dude. I had so
Even
many people.
tamales, like, yo.
Yeah,
Okay.
tamales is always.
It's
It is tamale season already.
tamale season.
So
My favorite season, too.
yeah, definitely. People are waking up in the morning. I woke up at 5 in the morning every day, and people are already selling tamales in the streets.
Oh. Well, it's not a normal for you?
No, it's not a normal out of
Okay.
Long Beach.
That's
Sure.
true. That's what I was about
That
to
is
say
true.
because of where you live.
Yeah.
Because right here, every morning, tamales. Champurrado.
Tamales. Yeah, no. Well, we hope everybody is had a fantastic week because it is holiday season already.
Yeah.
Everybody is gathering up. We do want to give thanks because it is a Thanksgiving
Yeah.
week.
Mm-hmm.
We do want to give thanks to everybody out there, all our viewers, subscribers on Instagram, YouTube channel. Uh, we appreciate everything. It motivates us to keep creating more and more
Yeah.
content. We are currently using new equipment, so if you guys like the sound of it, let us know.
Yeah,
Also,
because all of our viewers, I want to say, listen and watch this differently. I've
definitely,
seen some people watch on their TV, some people watch it on their
yeah,
phone, on the tablet, on their laptop, and then we're up on Spotify now, guys. Don't forget, we're
Yeah.
on Spotify now.
check us out on Spotify for
So
sure.
some of people might just be listening with like headphones.
Mhm.
So like if any of you guys notice that like yo, it sounds kind of off, there's no audio in this, it sounds too low, it sounds too high. This is a learning experience for both of us.
Correct.
We're learning how to set all this up. We're learning that we need this, we need that. So this is new. The mics are new. The mixer's new. Everything's new to us. So if any advice, that even the angle, if you
Correct.
guys don't like the angle, let us know. If you guys don't like the setup, which I mean, we kind of
Yeah, I mean,
this
in
was all
case-
Marcos, by the way. This is all.
This is the little setup. I get a little creative because I want to bring something new to the table.
Yeah.
And if it comes down to just even having just this setup, I
Mm.
mean, for every new episode, I
Okay.
mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's good. It's always good to have
Because
the
we've
setup.
had a few different types already.
Yeah, we did. We
We've
started
had a
off with
few
our
different types.
I think the Halloween
The
special.
Halloween one was nice.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen the Halloween, go check it out.
Go check. Yeah,
On our
definitely
YouTube
go
channel.
check it out. So if like you said, if any that you like and you want us to repeat or keep some of one thing, some of another thing, let us know. Because we're here. We're here for at least an hour every
Yeah.
episode.
Correct. Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour every
Mhm.
episode. So we want you guys to have a nice aesthetic. We want you guys to hear us nice. And
Yeah.
any
So,
advice?
when it comes down to Thanksgiving, Manny, what are you thankful for this whole year? It's been a crazy year. I know it's 2020. A lot of things have are surprisingly just impacting everybody. But what do you want to give thanks to?
Well, I know it's 2020, coronavirus year. Trump went hard this year. We've had a lot of a lot of shit happen this year, but I feel like this year has been really good to me. Like this year has been weirdly really good to me. So like I'm just thankful to have made it to another day.
It, basically, just your growth development has just it keeps rising every other month.
Okay, to put it simply, I'm thankful to be able to be thankful.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Correct. Yeah.
Because a lot of people aren't able to be thankful.
No, not at all.
They'll struggle to like, what are you thankful for? Oh man, well I don't know. Like so
They
much has happened
Think
this
about
year.
it. They really have to think about
So
it.
I'm thankful to have so many things to be thankful about. You guys, the viewers, this podcast has been, it's been really fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's been
Correct.
really,
It is.
really, really fun.
Just
so,
to start, I mean, just to even the whole idea of this podcast, dude, it just came randomly, right?
yeah,
It really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me and Manny have been friends for so long that when we came together once again and reunited, this whole podcast was just came spontaneously.
for
Honestly,
real, yeah.
In a way, I had to convince this guy. Remember, I had to convince you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I was ready to just create new things, in my life, and that's what I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
I'm thankful of just opening up my mind for new things,
Mm.
experiencing just about anything, challenging myself, um, literally just thanking God every single morning just to keep myself and my mind motivated to do something new every day. But yeah,
That's
this
beautiful.
podcast is it is a blessing. It's something new. It is our hobby. We do take time out of our own time because we do have jobs. We do have our own time that we have to spend,
Yeah.
and then we make this our hobby.
Yeah.
This is one of our great fantastic hobbies,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I mean, if whatever you guys are thankful for, we're interested. We want to hear what you guys are thankful
Mm-hmm.
for. Leave some comments, hit us up, however you can. But we're interested. We want to know, what are you guys thankful for? What happened to you this year? It's Thanksgiving. Are you gonna be with some of your family? Are you gonna be with your family?
I sure will.
Yeah.
I sure will.
Okay. Is
I'll be
anything
spending
changing
time.
for you guys because of COVID?
I think this year I am gonna be spending time with not my family, but with
Mm.
somebody else's family.
Okay.
So it's gonna be more of a group gathering.
Yeah.
I know we shouldn't be doing group gatherings, but I think it's healthy for just about everybody because people do need to socialize.
Yeah, for sure.
And time passes by, and we're getting curfews, possible lockdowns, and people are getting anxiety and depressed because
Mhm.
they're not gonna be around their loved ones or
Yeah.
friends. But other than that, I think it's so healthy to just socialize with just about anybody,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And like, people have been isolated all pretty much all year and shit.
That part, yeah,
You know,
for sure.
all year. So
Yeah,
like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's was probably gonna be
correct.
the only time where normally you're almost forced to be with your family.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Normally,
Well,
you're almost forced. So you're
yeah.
like, damn, I don't want. I got other shit to do.
Hmm.
But now I'm pretty sure some people are like looking forward to just like sitting down with the family. Like, what was cracking?
Catching up,
What's good with
talking
you?
about Corona.
You got COVID. You got COVID.
But I guess we're gonna start with episode 6, baby. Episode 6. Conspiracy.
Damn. Conspiracy
We made this
theories.
our Thanksgiving special.
Yeah.
Um,
I know you guys have nothing to do.
if you have nothing to do and you're watching the Murder Podcast, good for you. We are a random channel.
Mm.
We are self-development channel. We are encouraging people. But today we are doing a episode once again on conspiracies because our mind just goes wild, and we want to discuss different topics when it comes down to conspiracies. There are many conspiracies. We might not get through all of them because
Yeah.
there are so many. So we are gonna be doing different episodes on conspiracies. Like episode 1, this is episode 1 for conspiracy.
Mhm.
Later on our future episodes, we'll be doing episode 2 and 3 because there are so many. We
There's
can't
so
get through
many.
all of them
Yeah.
in just one episode.
Yeah.
But
There's so many.
I do want to start off with that conspiracy you talked about last week, which was the reset.
The Great Reset.
The Great Reset, dude. I think.
Did you look into it?
I didn't because I want to get informed. I mean, I browsed through the conspiracy,
Mm.
but I wanted you to tell people what it's about.
Well, the Great Reset is pretty much like the world has already been overpopulated.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I think, a stone somewhere on Earth that
Is it over
gi-
7 billion?
It's over 7
Over 7 billion, right?
Yeah, yeah, over 7 billion. And so there's always been that question of how do you control population? Because with anything, you have to control the population. With anything, if there's wild animals, you got to make sure that the predator doesn't overpopulate, so that the whatever the bottom of the food chain is doesn't die out and go extinct. So you have to keep
It's
everything.
kind of like you have to have that hierarchy set.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
yeah,
much, right?
pretty much. So as of right now, there are way too many people on Earth. There are way too many people on Earth. So if you think about what would be the easiest way to eradicate some of this population and lower it to a sustainable amount of people, it would be, you would get rid of the old people that are already on their way out,
Yeah.
and like young that might have nothing to contribute at this point. At right now, like, they're still growing, but they're too young right now to like contribute.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So what this COVID virus did is it got rid of the upper end. Some of the higher risk people were the older people
Yeah.
that out of shape. They were old, they were getting up there, so they were getting a lot of natural things happen to them. And so what this coronavirus did, it came in and it cleared out some of those people. I know in the beginning, the old folks home were the ones that were getting hit the worst.
Yeah,
In
we've seen that
every
everywhere.
single state, they were getting hit the worst.
Hmm.
So what the Great Reset pretty much states is that there's gonna be a a big change that happens that's gonna allow, because apart from there's too much population,
Hmm.
the control is just not there. I know you've heard of the 1%.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
The 1% has what, like ninety
The
something percent of the money or
more
something.
wealthiest people are in the 1%. Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean. So that's a way for them to kind of level the playing field in a way. So it's gonna come with it a lot of death.
Yeah, it has become a lot of death. Yeah,
Dude, Los Angeles.
sickness,
Did you see how much Los Angeles hit?
dude. Every day, I mean, to talk about COVID every day is just ridiculous because it increases in just minutes, in hours, dude. It's just like you can't catch up because
Yeah.
every day it just increases, dramatically.
Since the beginning of the whole virus, this is the first time where I look at the numbers and I'm like, oh shit,
Dude, many deaths, and this is just the beginning.
something's happening.
Yeah, this is just the beginning, and we're like about to be 1 year in.
Yeah.
It's just 1 year in. I know there's
Yeah.
vaccinations. There's already, they're working on them, but they're not 100% guaranteed. People are, scared of taking the vaccines
Mm.
because they don't know
And they're
what
rolling
it's.
it out.
Yeah, yeah. So people are be like, you know what? I
They're
don't want to take
rolling
the
it out.
vaccines. I've seen so many people out in the streets. They've asked me like, "Are you gonna take the vaccine?" I'm like, I don't know. It hasn't,
Are you?
been
Would you
confirmed.
take this?
Mm. I wouldn't take the vaccine. I wouldn't. Not because I wouldn't want to take the risk of what happens to my body right after,
Mm-hmm.
but I think my body wouldn't appreciate it. I think I would want to take care of my body in a natural way,
Mm.
in a safer way,
Mm-hmm.
where I could develop it in a way where I'm like, you know what? I don't need a vaccine. I don't need some type of chemicals
Mm.
inside my body to cure something that could be possibly just in my body.
Yeah.
At this point, I've been in contact with a lot of, I would say a lot of people, but never have I been, I had never been with somebody that's had the actual
Yeah.
disease, disease, whatever you want to call
Okay. Okay. Okay.
it,
Yeah.
But I'm fortunate. I'm blessed by it. But I do try to take care of my body. I'm not a 100% on it, but
Yeah.
I do try to.
And that's the crazy, like different sides of it. Because if you're not that healthy, you're fucking terrified of it. But if you're healthy and you stay in shape, you take your vitamins, you do what you gotta do. You're not like, in, killing your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not that big of a deal.
It isn't because you just, as long as you're, like you said, you're healthy, you're eating good, you're exercising, you're not overweight,
Yeah.
you're constantly just taking care of yourself. Then, I mean,
So
what
think
is a
about it.
worry?
In a civilization, these are the people that you want living, right? You don't want old people
No.
take
Yeah.
leeching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what the Great Reset is, because we're
Mhm.
seeing all these numbers, we're seeing all these deaths, we're going into lockdown, we're doing this, we're doing that, but we were just talking off the air. How is the stock market doing?
Oh, it's fantastic, dude. If you have money invested in the stock market, like we do, I mean, and I think that's another topic we'll be discussing, but
That'll be a whole nother episode, yeah.
there'll be a different episode. But if you're investing your money the right way, which is, in properties, in the stock market, just investing your money, you're gonna know that the stock market, no matter, it doesn't react to COVID.
It doesn't. It
doesn't
probably
react-
has the counter effect.
Exactly.
We went into lockdown just a couple days ago, and this shit is hitting all-time highs all throughout.
all through. The Dow just hit what over today. The Dow made history.
Wow.
The Dow made history.
Wow.
But yeah, there is a lot of ways that you're seeing that COVID is not impacting different things. I mean, when it comes down to the stock market, like you said, we've seen how it just flickers it off its shoulder.
Yeah.
It's pretty much focusing on the economy and not what's really going on.
Yeah.
Which is a big plus if you have money invested in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Great Reset.
So it's gonna it's allowing for the eradication of people that are just, I mean, it's fucked up, but it like kind of like just leeching. Like you're not that healthy.
Mhm.
You're over consuming.
So it's just depopulation, right?
It's depopulation and it's a redistribution of wealth. So people, like you were telling people, like if you have some money saved up a little bit, you could put into the stock market right now and you're gonna make money.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But because you're not suffering from COVID,
Yeah.
so you're almost in an own little bubble where the distribution is being distributed like completely different than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So the Great Reset, like Justin Trudeau has talked about it. That's the prime minister of, or the president. What is the Canadian prime minister?
Prime Minister.
The prime minister of Canada. He's talked about it openly on there. Um, NATO has, that was their plan since last year. They called it the Great Reset.
So it's yeah. Well, these conspiracies, they're not 100% accurate, but it makes a lot of sense when you put things together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you're a conspiracy theorist or you're just fascinated by conspiracies, when you start reading about these topics or you start listening to people about talking about this, it becomes your own path to research.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start putting things together, sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it's just wacky.
Mm.
You know. But I think most of the times it's just the learning process that you get through these conspiracies, that there is something out there happening than what they're telling you in your local media.
And another issue también is like the human brain is programmed to look for patterns.
Yeah, we constantly just want to learn new things, new things. I mean, and if you don't, you start developing like depression and anxiety and all
That's
these
true.
other mental health
That's true.
issues that because your body and your mind is not working.
Yeah.
You constantly need to have your mind and your body working.
Yeah.
And conspiracies, yeah, I know they're wacky. Some don't make sense. Some is just they just don't grasp with what's really going on. They're not that rational.
Yeah.
But you're learning something.
They're fun.
But they are fun. Yes,
You're
they are
learning
fun.
something.
Yeah.
You always learn something.
Yeah, you always learn
Even
something.
if it's unnecessary. Yeah.
It's a rabbit hole that I think, as a conspiracy believer that I am, I do believe a lot of conspiracies and I don't. But it's just a rabbit hole that it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You learn a lot, and it's just start developing your views about everything in certain different ways. You're like So I have caught myself believing everything's a conspiracy. Has that happened to you?
Well, yeah, like I said, I just said, the mind is programmed to look for patterns. So there's so many conspiracies about anything, like why is the Target logo round?
Why is it red?
Yeah,
Right?
there's conspiracy theories about everything.
Correct, yeah.
Because people, they need a distraction. They need
they do.
something to make sense to them.
And it's plus, um, the internet. The internet has brought a lot to conspiracy theories, because it's just so easy for you to just search up a conspiracy. You get a ton of information about it from different people writing about it, or researchers, journalists, people that have published real books about conspiracies. You got Alex Jones.
Ooh.
You got a famous martial artist, Eddie Bravo. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have David Icke, which has been around for years. I've listened to David Icke's conspiracies for so many years, and some make sense. And COVID-19 has made a lot of sense to me when he talks about it. I've seen his interview on the London channel, London Real, with Brian. It's pretty scary, when it comes down to the COVID conspiracy.
What is he say?
It's pretty much like the reset.
Okay.
The Great Reset, and like that's why you pointed it out, and I have listened to that interview, and it does make sense. The depopulation, how to control society, everything was getting out of control, and then you bring AI. AI is totally another topic.
That's a
conspiracy.
Whole nother topic.
Conspiracies about AI. Will AI take over the world? And I think we are starting to see that it will. We are totally adapting to it. And we started off with what? Phones, internet, just pretty much just all that put together. I mean, you have people now doing podcasts like we are. They're just streaming their videos. You got everything in your pocket now. It's called your phone.
Yeah.
A few years ago, all you had was just a flip phone. You had to work everything with certain buttons. Now everything is touch.
Yeah.
You're able to just communicate with somebody right across the world with apps like Zoom. You know, you're able to have just a ton of contact through virtual apps or communication systems that just make it totally just AI.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to get out of your seat. You don't have to get out of your home. You don't have to go. You don't have to travel across the world or go meet somebody now.
Yeah.
Everything
And,
is just
and now you can
virtual.
you don't even have to pick up your phone. If you have Siri or you have Google, you can just
Hmm.
talk to it. Yo, do this.
Exactly. Now you have those. What is those things called? Those. I mean, you have one of those, right?
Well, like
Where
the
you ask.
HomePod or the
Yeah.
Echo Dot
Yeah.
or the Google Home.
You have all that.
I
Where
have all
that's
that.
what Manny has all that, and it's Apple. Um, but yeah, you have all that. Once you get home, I mean, there's just features now where you're able to just, everything's smart.
Mm.
Everything that you do now is gonna have to be smart.
Well, there's that conspiracy. You know, I know you guys have heard of like, yo, they're listening to everything you're saying. They're listening to everything you're doing.
Conversations.
So, like you said, well, Amazon has Alexa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazon has Alexa, and they bought out this product called the Ring doorbell, right?
We have all
You've
seen
heard
that.
it.
Yeah.
Most of you probably even have it
Mm-hmm.
on your door right now. So for the longest time, it was thought, oh, Alexa listens to you, Alexa sees what you're doing, but it doesn't tell you, blah blah whoop de whoop. So it recently came out that Amazon has some type of agreement that you agree to when you set everything up, that if law enforcement or any government agency wants to view or hear what you've been talking about and recording, it shares that information with them.
Oh.
So that's the problem. A lot of people think, oh, it's a conspiracy. That's not real. It's just a conspiracy. But then, like, the truth comes out, and like, it is just that.
And people make it a conspiracy, like, oh, this never was, or this just, they're wacky things.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's on you subscribe to this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You subscribe to this. You accept all of this, and then you start looking at your phone, and you start looking at your laptop, and you start seeing that you get advertised products
Dude.
with just different topics that
Yeah.
you're having. You know.
Have you tried the cat? Like, what is it? What is it called when you try something?
What do you mean you try something?
Like when you try experiment.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
tried the cat experiment?
No, but you know what? I am gonna be talking about AI. So, I had a conversation with somebody. When we were talking about mental health issues and mental illness, we had a long conversation about it. Wait, damn. And then the next morning, I woke up and on YouTube, I started getting
That's all you were
all
getting?
these videos. The videos that when you scroll down, you're like, oh, advertised. It's videos about how to improve your health, your mental state of mind, and I'm like, that is crazy.
Wasn't I just talking about?
Yeah,
this?
I was talking about this last night, and it was through the phone, so I was actually having a conversation on the phone
Yeah.
with this person. And then the next morning, I woke up, and even on Instagram, I started getting all this advertised about mental health issues and subscription pills, and it was so crazy, and I'm like, whoa.
I was just talking about
I was
this.
just talking about this. Like, how do they know? And it goes back to saying like Siri or any type of devices that are you talk to, they're able to pick up what you're actually talking about.
Yeah,
And they
and
advertise it the next day or even moments.
yeah. And so that cat experiment, that's pretty much what it is. It pretty much says like, all right, just don't pick up your phone, don't turn it on, don't do nothing. Just start saying, I need cat food. I need a blue bag of cat food.
Mm-hmm.
I need cat food. My cat needs food. And then when you get online, what are you gonna see?
Purina.
That's all you're gonna see, just like cat.
Yeah.
And so it has to be a specific term or a specific subject that you don't really talk about, so you could really put this to the test. You start talking about it, and all of a sudden, everything on Instagram, all your ads, everything on
Who you follow,
YouTube, who you follow, your suggestions, everything
Right.
is gonna be in reference to whatever subject you were just talking about. And that's why TikTok was such a huge fucking issue, because I don't know if you guys know, but TikTok's AI, its algorithm is unlike any other social media website.
It's Chinese.
So yeah.
I mean,
technically,
yeah.
technically. So what it does is it's able to hear what you're talking about. It's able to see what you interact with, not just like in general. It's able to see like, oh, he was on this video for like 2 seconds and then he scrolled. Or and then in those 2 seconds, this is what happened. This is what captivated. And then you start seeing more and more and more. And it fine tunes anything you're watching to what you want to watch. So that's why it was such a big issue, and that's why Trump and the U.S. government wanted China to sell TikTok to a U.S. company so that the U.S. could have possession of that algorithm that it uses to fine tune what you want to see. And that's a big play in ads. There's a problem right now with Apple that Apple released their iOS 14. Upgrade your phones, everybody, because iOS 14 it stops these trackers. It doesn't allow Facebook, Instagram to show you specify ads based on whatever
It's
you're
pretty
talking
private.
about because it emphasizes privacy.
Correct.
So
That's what
now
we need.
all these companies, Facebook, Instagram, they're suing Apple because they're losing money. They can't fine tune their ads to you. So people, there's not a huge conversion on these ads. So the sellers and the companies are not gonna be wanting to use these ads anymore because they're not fine tuned to whoever's to whoever's looking for their product. So that was one of the biggest things about the sell for TikTok, and that in itself is a conspiracy because people don't really know about it.
No, I mean you had a lot of companies like Walmart, Oracle, Microsoft, trying to get into that
And those are
deal.
big
Those
companies,
are big companies that are trying to get into that deal.
huge, dude.
Um, I mean, no, the news still hasn't hit. Who's gonna be, if TikTok is gonna be here in the U.S. and if it does, it is gonna be here. I think Trump talked about it somewhere. Central Center will be like Texas and stuff like that.
Well, so it's still in talk. They're still
It's still
forcing
in
them to
talk,
do
yeah,
that.
because there's nobody that's
I had no
actually,
idea. I thought it was over.
No, no, no. We'll probably, hopefully, we will know by the end of the year. And I think, I know Snapchat came out with a similar reel,
Yeah.
like Instagram and
Well, they all
TikTok.
did.
Yeah,
Instagram
they all
did,
did
Twitter, all
because
of Facebook.
yeah. So I mean, if TikTok's not even on the deal anymore, you have Instagram, you have Snapchat, U.S. products that are going to be able to do something similar to what TikTok does.
Mhm.
And then I'm sure in the next coming up year, some new
Yeah.
some new software is going to be upgraded, and you're going to be doing the same thing that TikTok is. But
After a
TikTok,
while, it's gonna be, you know how China used to get U.S. products and make a cheap version, a cheap Chinese version.
yeah,
After a while, it's gonna be the opposite. We're gonna try to make a cheap version or a knockoff
Of China.
version of their TikTok,
Yeah.
of whatever
Tables
their
have churned.
algorithm is. Yeah, so it's
Tables have churned,
Yeah.
but God bless America though.
turned.
Yeah, dude. But AI has just advanced in the past years so fast that
Mhm.
I mean, knowing that in the few years to come, things are gonna be advancing even more.
Yeah.
Are we gonna actually convert ourselves into what you see in movies like robots?
Mm.
I mean, we're already letting apps and softwares do what we physically can do.
Mhm.
You want to get up and go to McDonald's and get yourself a burger.
Oh,
Now you could just literally have somebody else deliver it to you in an app in just a matter of seconds.
yeah.
You know,
I went to my local liquor today, and they were like, "Yo, we're on Grubhub now." I was like, "What, son?"
everybody's jumping into delivery services. I mean, other than because of COVID,
Mm.
but it's just a new development. It could be because of the great, the
Yeah.
great reset.
You see what I mean?
Everything has to be virtual. Everything has to be,
And if
through the phone, through your laptop, through
Yeah.
through anything that has to do with technology.
and,
Like,
and if you think about like everything is being reset,
everything is
the way we greet each other is different.
money, dude.
Money's
Bitcoin, the way you work your money. I mean, a lot of people didn't know even they didn't even know how to make money on the stock market.
Mm.
Before you used to have these traders show up at Wall Street,
Yeah,
and
and you had to
and
be
you
there.
had to be there. This and then you used to communicate across from the seller to the buyer.
Yeah,
To have a purchase or to sell or buy.
and that's if they got to you.
That's it. And now you have this different types of brokerage accounts, apps. You have Webull, Robinhood, Ameritrade, E-Trade. You have so many
And it's,
brokerage
dude, the other
accounts.
day I rolled over and I bought some stock.
Exactly. You could just literally just wake up, make money from the comfort of your home. Don't forget taxes, but that's just like it comes with everything. You
Yeah.
pay taxes for everything, so
Yeah.
just don't get scared about paying taxes when it comes down to the stock markets,
So
because
things.
eventually you're gonna be paying taxes whether you have a
Yeah.
regular job or where you're doing a side hustle or you're investing your money, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's going virtual. Even work, you
Yeah.
know, AI.
Yeah.
Everybody, we had somebody last week, Natalia from
Yeah.
Visionary Catalyst, where she
Mm-hmm.
explained how her interviews have been through Zoom.
How everything's changing.
She's on LinkedIn. You're able to just build up your resume through apps now. You don't have to, show up at an interview and show paperwork. Can you
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
when
You
you
have to
used to?
go in and like, yo, I want to
Hmm.
apply or call
Yeah,
them. I need an interview.
yeah. Everything has been changing so fast, dude, in just a matter of few years.
A year,
Yeah,
not even a full calendar year.
not even a full. And then let's just say, cameras. You
Oh,
have. I mean, you need to upgrade your phone, because if you have the old version of the old phone, you're a
yeah,
loser.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, what? I'm a loser. You need to have more pixels on my camera,
yeah, yeah.
because if not, you're gonna be like, yo, your phone is whack.
And then now the cameras could recognize objects.
Exactly.
You're
You have.
looking around, it's like a TV, a chair, a sofa, floor, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It analyzes. There's AI specifically in the camera.
The biometric patterns that you're able to put in
Yeah.
for security.
The face unlock.
Yeah, face
Apple.
unlock. You got your thumb. It's crazy how things are. I mean, I'm happy. I'm excited for it, but how far is it gonna go?
Yeah.
How far can humans and technology collide to either make something new, or are we actually need to step away for just
Well, have
taking a
have
step
you
back?
heard what Elon Musk says? His thought of the AI.
Yeah, there's no going back.
Yeah, there's no going back. But
There's no going back.
he also says we have two options: we join with it, or we let it become his own thing.
Ah, it's
And I think he, at least him personally, he's working towards joining with it. He's looking towards singularity. Have you
well,
heard of singularity?
yeah. Well, talking about Elon Musk, he just surpassed Microsoft guy Bill Gates for the
Yeah.
third richest
The
man in the
third
world,
richest man in
dude.
the world.
He is just his company Tesla is out of this world.
It's
Number
killing.
one EV
Yeah. It's killing.
company. I mean, you got Neo, you got a Workhorse, you got Nikola, but those are upcoming companies that are in the EV, but nobody competes with Tesla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody, dude. And we're seeing it. He's just became the third richest man in the world. He's working on a new product. He's working on constructing tunnels under the ground, so you're able to just move fast.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, dude. He's making AI. He's fueling AI,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. For sure, he is.
And
Well,
but he's doing it in a positive way. I think it's very beneficial, because yeah, we do need to change and transition ourselves from gas cars to electric vehicles,
Mhm.
because it's not only healthier for the environment, but it's healthier for us as well.
Yeah.
We're
Oh.
not breathing all that pollution. We're not
Well,
breathing.
California already said, right? So when do we have?
I think in 2030 something.
We have till 2030
something.
something
Yeah,
to
well,
buy gas
yeah,
powered
sell your
vehicles.
car too.
After that,
can.
it's strictly electric vehicles.
Yeah, dude. But AI, it's just it's in another level. Everything is just gonna be keep growing and growing and growing. The way you communicate, it's
So what do you think is the conspiracy behind AI? Or what do you think is the conspiracy of AI?
well, the conspiracy that I think behind it is, will we become AI, or will AI just kind of eliminate human beings?
Mm. Okay.
You know, like Elon Musk said, will we join it, or will we let it become its own thing? Because if it does become its own thing, what are the probabilities that it won't eliminate human beings and create
Well,
its own
I forgot
breed?
who said it, but they said it about aliens, that if aliens come, it'll be the equivalent of Christopher Columbus landing on the Americas, and that didn't turn out that great.
Oh, talking about aliens, right?
What a segue.
Yeah, you can't be talking about aliens if you're not talking about conspiracies. I think the alien subject when it comes down to conspiracies, is the number one.
Well, that's one of the conspiracies I've heard of. That what if AI is the alien?
That's a good one. I think it is possible. What if we are aliens? I mean, what if the aliens are the human beings in the future?
Mm.
You know, because I mean, I
Mm.
don't know if you've heard of the ancient astronaut theory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the
Yeah.
belief that aliens, created the human race.
Yeah.
Um, but I think in some way it makes sense, and in some way it doesn't, just like any other conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
But if technology is involved in the ancient astronaut theory, and now we're seeing that technology is being part of our lives,
Mm.
it makes even total more sense
That's what I mean.
because when you talk about ancient aliens, and there's a show out there and now that they describe
Mm-hmm.
how ancient civilization used to have contact with these humanoid beings that came from the sky
Mm-hmm.
in some type of ship. That's already they're already telling you that they came in a ship, which is technology,
Yeah.
something that in ancient times they had no knowledge
They
of.
had no idea.
They had no idea what it was.
That's why
You
they
know,
would always describe it as a flaming bird.
or gods,
You know.
or they used to just depict them as some like heavenly beings
Mm-hmm.
and you see that in their mythology, you see that in their petroglyphs, in their hieroglyphs. It's everywhere in their culture back in ancient times. But was it technology, or was it something else? But I think it was technology, the way that they were depicted, because not only are they just describing these superhuman beings that were able to just fly uh, from one point to another, or were just extremely just procreating with humans and
Mm.
creating new breeds like the
Mm-hmm.
hybrid. I mean, it tells you a lot that these humanoid beings were just advanced.
Yeah.
But what if they were us in the future?
Mm. Yeah, because no matter what way you look at it, they're always depicted as having some type of technology that we don't have now.
Exactly.
Even when we got fire, it could be interpreted as some an alien being
Mhm.
came down and he was like, "Yo, here's fire."
And one of the great conspiracy when it comes down to the ancient alien is the what is that called, the Anunnaki theory.
Mm.
The Anunnaki, those
Yeah.
who from the heavens came, that they came here to Earth to mine minerals because their solar system was
Mm.
dying off. So Earth that consists of life,
Mm.
they came over, they mined, and then they saw these humanoid beings, and they breeded with them, and they made them into slaves, and they started developing and synchronizing with with these humanoids, and they made a new breed.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. And then that connects to, I think probably one of my favorite ones is that Jesus Christ is an alien.
oh, the Jesus Christ alien theory.
That
Yeah,
he's an alien, and that his tribe or his people, they go from planet to planet, and they do spread whatever the Bible says. Like maybe that is true, but they go from planet to planet, universe to universe, spreading that knowledge. That's why he was able to do such amazing
miracles.
things when
Yeah.
he was there, and that's why
I
there's
mean,
always
rising
been
people from the dead. I mean, who does that? I mean, can you does anybody
so
tell me, yeah, that they know somebody that could rise somebody from the dead?
letting blind people see.
Letting blind people see, turning water into wine.
You know what I mean? And periodically, there's been the same character, but with different names,
Correct.
and they all do the same thing.
They all have the same background. Like
So it
Krishna.
might have just been different periods in time where this being came, or this tribe of people came, and they did these miracles as we know them,
Hmm.
and well, they died because every time Jesus Christ or any of these other characters are depicted as dying or passing away, there's always some type of object that comes and picks them up.
Like and they use that as a resurrection
Mm-hmm.
thing. Yeah, you do. You have that with Krishna. You have that with the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl,
Mm.
the feather serpent god.
Okay.
They all have similar stories. You said it. That
And
is
it
true.
ends the same. It
It ends
always
the
ends the
same.
same.
They come and they spread positivity. They do miracles. They're born from other gods, um, and they perform in a way that no regular human being can. And they're always depicted as a superhuman.
Yeah.
How many superhumans do we have now? LeBron James,
Maybe.
LeBron
Maybe.
James, Russell Wilson. But yeah, dude, it's fascinating how people have depicted throughout times the
Yeah.
superhuman beings. You know, this aliens, whatever you want to call it. Are they us in the future? I mean, nobody really knows the answer,
We
but
know they're out there.
well, we know they're out there.
Because this is another question I had. Because at what point does a conspiracy pass from being a conspiracy to like actual, like, this is actually happening? Because UFOs were a conspiracy for the longest time.
It was a good, yeah, it was a theory. Just
Are they real or are they not? What do they do? Why are they here?
I think it's a real one, dude. Not only because now we have like cameras that are able to
Mm.
just capture them, but you go back to the ancient alien theory where they're able to depict them in their petroglyphs when they start drawing these machines that is making contact with
Mhm.
them, and they look like UFOs.
They look like UFOs.
I mean, how does somebody back in time know what a UFO is if they're not drawing it? They're only drawing what they see.
Or drawing these beings with like what looks like a helmet or like some type of like,
Yeah.
air sustained.
Yeah, because there are pictures in cave paintings
Mhm.
that they carve, and there's a humanoid being with some type of spaceship suit that looks like a NASA suit nowadays. You know, if you compare that to to an astronaut suit now, uh, it's so similar.
Oh, that's one of the most famous ones, right? And where was that found? That big piece of rock where it had the guy that it looked like he was like going like this in a rocket, and it looks.
That's in Mexico.
It's in Mexico.
Yeah, it's in
And it looks
Mexico.
like he has the
Yeah.
controls, and he
Yeah, he
has
has
like
the
the nose thing for air and everything.
It is in Mexico.
And then in the bottom, you can see like it looks like fire coming out.
Fire coming out, and it's just like he's holding some type of controls. He has his foot on the pedal.
Yeah,
It looks like he's flying a damn spaceship. And to actually put that in your mind and be like, yo, how do these people know what a spaceship control looks like, or how do they know how people know how to fly this type of machines? I mean, just to even start off, how do they even know that they're machines?
And he's going up.
Outer space.
They could have done it. He's going that way. He's going that way. Maybe even underground.
But why up, right?
But why up?
Are these the alien visitors that we now as a society were waiting for? Are we waiting on Jesus Christ's return? Which, if you don't wait for Jesus. Jesus is in the heart, baby.
Yeah.
God number one. But yeah, are we waiting for this astronauts, these aliens, these humanoid beings from different worlds to come back and teach us what they were teaching before? Or have we been taught what we need to already, but we just don't know how to manage it because everything's just so advancing? I mean, how do we take all that teachings throughout time and then have it shift into technology? And then, I mean, there's a lot of us that are having trouble with it. You know, how do I adapt to technology?
And then talking about, we're talking about the Great Reset at the beginning, but then it comes all the way back to right now. There's been so many resets throughout, like, just human history. For example, Egypt, the pyramids, how were they made? We have fucking no idea.
I mean, if you believe that there's a million people carrying this heavy ass
No,
stones
we have no idea how
into
they
a
were made.
structure that you're like, yo,
That whole
you need a
civilization
crane.
is lost.
I mean, nowadays, you
can't
can't even
even remake it.
replicate.
You can't even remake it.
You can remake it
You
because
can't.
if you do, and if you try, you're gonna need a whole lot of equipment to make that replica, you know, as same as how the structures in Egypt are.
I think in the early 1800s, it was either in Egypt or it was somewhere in Europe where this guy had a backyard and he was able to use frequencies to move large stones and make certain structures and certain like statues out of like huge ass things that you would have never thought. And that's one of the theories that has always been around. Some type of frequency that allows these big ass stones
How to elevate the stone?
either elevate it or make it not weigh as much, so it's easier to move around. And that technology was
I mean, we don't even have that now.
Yeah,
I mean,
technology
just
was not
to
that.
even think about that these people back in ancient time were doing it because obviously, I mean, a lot of people be like, yeah, it took them centuries to construct pyramids. I'm like, yeah, maybe it did, but just even the way, the perfection that they did it's just so hard to replicate it nowadays.
Which is that civilization that was lost? Is it the Mayans or the Aztecs?
The Mayans.
The Mayans were
Yeah,
lost,
they
right?
disappeared out of
Is
nowhere.
it the same era as Egypt with the pyramids?
No, Egypt's are number one.
That was
Yeah,
first,
Egypt is first.
and then
Yeah,
that happened.
yeah, and then that happened, and then they have so much. I
All
mean,
these resets that keep happening.
I mean, we go back if you want to go back to biblical times. What about the Noah and the flood?
That is the oh,
Man,
yeah.
do, you know,
That's a
God.
reset right there.
That's a total reset. It could be. I mean, is history repeating itself?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it repeating itself? I mean, are we going through a flood, but just in a virus way?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the depopulation was in the flood. What's happening right now? Depopulation. How to control society? Same
Yeah.
thing. What are you conserving? Animals back in the flood when God told Noah to build an ark, get his family, get his sons, get their wives, get each animal of its own breed, a male and female. What are we doing now? We're doing the same thing. We're choosing, like you said, on the Great Reset, they're choosing certain people to survive this virus. And the ones that can or they don't want them to survive, they're eliminating them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, is it coincidence? Is it a repeat? You have also the great story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where God destroys the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah because there's just so much sin. And what is happening right now, dude? We are sinning to the max. You know, everything from drug abuse to pornography to procrastinating.
Idolizing false idols.
Idolizing false idols. Technology could be one of them.
Yeah.
You're isolating yourself from the idea of God, of your family, of love. You're exchanging all these things for a computer, for your phone.
You're looking for that love on the computer. You're looking for that love on the internet.
Technology, and we go back to the AI to the AI conspiracy. Is it really taking over the human society? Is it really taking over everybody's lives? Can you manage it? And if you can't manage it, how can you get help? You know, is it too late for help? Can you just take a moment and reflect about what is really important in your life? Is it this damn laptop? Is it this headphones that you have on, or is it something more than that?
Listen, dog. There's a virus going around. Things are burning up all over the place. Mm-hmm. There's parts in the Middle East that might have no water for a long time. Yeah. They're saying that we might see a famine unlike we've ever seen before. But where are people focusing? Where are people putting all their energy in? Social media. TikTok is blowing up. YouTube is blowing up. Yeah. Sales of electronics are blowing up.
Yeah, everywhere.
Meanwhile, the world is deteriorating around us. And all we can focus on is like, yo, that iPhone 12 just came out.
How can I obtain that? What do I need to sell to get that new iPhone?
Yeah.
It is happening. I've seen it. I think everybody out there has seen the struggles of just even trying to pay your rent, but then you rather pay something else that's not as meaningful as what you think it is, like your fucking phone. You gotta make a payment of your phone. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. I mean, it is taking over us as I see it. There are some of us that know how to control it, and there are some that don't because we're just not that well informed.
I challenge all you guys. Go see your screen time. Go see your screen time. How long are you staring at your phone for? I challenge you motherfuckers right now. I bet all of you guys are like 4 hours in, 5 hours in. Some maybe even up to like 8 hours in. I see some of you never put your phone down. So like I challenge you guys. Go
Talking about not putting your phone down. One of the weirdest things is, let's say you're watching a movie with somebody, or you're having dinner with somebody, or you're just hanging out like we are. Mm-hmm. How fast does the energy shift to when somebody pulls their phone out?
It's over. It's a wrap.
I mean, you're
not here.
The energy just changes so fast in just a matter of seconds when somebody pulls their phone out.
And it's almost like a relief because then everybody's like, oh, fuck, now I can check my phone.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a relief, too.
It's a domino effect.
But the energy changes. Let's say right now we're watching a movie or we're watching a fight or a sports event. And then we're both so into it. And then all of a sudden I pull my phone out and I start looking at it.
Yeah.
How do you think you're gonna feel? You're gonna be like, yo, are you even watching?
Yeah,
are you even watching the game?
Are you kicking it or not? Like,
yeah, exactly, dude.
But and it's different if you're like, yo, let me check who's winning. Mm-hmm. or let me check the stats real quick of what's going on. Like I'm gonna share it what we're looking at right here. But then some just like are just like let me check my social media, let me check my texts, who's called me, who's emailed me and
Mm-hmm.
shit.
No, it does, dude, and it happens all the time, especially if you're having dinner with somebody and you're having an intellectual conversation just about your preference of the subject, or you're actually having just a nice conversation with
Hmm.
somebody, and you pull your fucking phone out,
Yeah.
dude. The turn off
Some of you are probably
or the
checking your
interest,
phone right now.
yeah. But if you're checking your phone for a notification of our upcoming video, then yeah, go right
Then
ahead.
all right, yeah, then all right.
But yeah, dude, just even having a conversation one on one,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
different.
it's so different when you pull your phone out,
Yeah,
dude. And some people don't know how to control it. I
they
mean, you
don't.
see it everywhere. I mean, just walking down the street and you go to the bus stop. I mean, what do you think that person in the bus stop is doing while they're waiting for the bus?
Mm-hmm.
They're on their phone.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say I never done it. I'm guilty of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we've all been guilty of it.
Yeah.
But how far do we let it get into our lives where in the near future we go back to like maybe we will become AI?
Yeah. And
Because
that's
we're
what I mean. Like, at what point does it stop from being conspiracy? Like, does it change to something else because now you know it's real, or does it always stay a conspiracy? Does a conspiracy have to do with like, oh, this is what I think, or that's what you think, or is a conspiracy also like, yo, this is facts? They're designing all the social media, they're designing your phones, they're designing all these electronics to keep you hooked, to get you away from the physical realm so that you could be solely online. At what point does it become does it change from a conspiracy to something else, or does it always stay a conspiracy?
well, I believe it becomes a
A
fact.
fact. That's what I
It
was thinking
becomes
too.
it becomes a fact because there's no other way to explain it.
Yeah.
Everything, if you put the puzzle pieces together and you analyze them and you were like, yo, this is really 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 putting itself together in a way where like I can't question it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's putting itself together, um, and we starting to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like how you could sync your phone to update its software.
Yeah.
What if the next upcoming software is gonna be you?
It's you. Your brain got that firmware update.
Yeah. What if the depopulation from the Great Reset is depopulating people to get people in control to become the next level of what they think a human conscience could be? You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. I mean, you want to
Yeah, the next level of human consciousness.
because
Oh
I
shit,
mean,
yeah.
if you want to elevate your consciousness, you take psychedelics and you see different ways of how your mind could work.
Mm-hmm.
But what if that's not even enough? What if technology is the next level? What if it's the next step?
Damn.
It's the possibilities, dude. They're so scary that they're so true.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's that whole 5G conspiracy.
Five.
But like, I feel like people aren't looking at the right side of that because it could be just the next step towards that. It's a quicker way for us to connect ourselves and create that next consciousness.
Yeah. I mean, if we do become AI, what do you eliminate? Diseases. You're not gonna have cancer. You're not gonna have some type of disease in your body anymore. Why? Because your body doesn't produce that anymore. You might have technical difficulties.
Yeah. They're
uh,
gonna change from like, yo, you have a
yeah,
disease now, you have a technical difficulty,
yeah.
son.
But I mean, the way AI is working, I mean, everything is just gonna be just so advancing that you're not even gonna have a problem with that. Your life expansion. I mean, can you live forever?
Mm.
Can you upgrade living from your 80s, 90s to forever or
Would you
even
want to
long
live
term?
forever?
I mean, we already have enough trouble living for
For
80 years.
yeah.
Now, I don't know if I could take a little bit more than just 80 to 100 years. Uh, but if it's a progressive world that we're gonna be transitioning into, then why not? If you're gonna start developing new things to contribute to society or the world, and I mean, a possible life expansion to maybe 2 to 300 years, why not? I mean, you had that in ancient
Yeah, that's what I was
times.
about to say.
You
In
know,
the ancient times,
in ancient
they
time,
lived that long.
the gods that they
Yeah.
depicted, like Osiris, Isis, back in Egypt, or Jupiter, in Greek mythology, all these gods, they were depicted to just not be fascinated beings, but they used to live for so long.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, and we, like I said, we go back. Is it history repeating itself? Are we gonna reach that new goal
Damn.
that they're trying to do?
Yeah. The Great Reset. Are we going to reset?
Will will it become a fact, or will it just stay a conspiracy? You
Yo,
know,
I think we should just end it on that one, son. Cause that was that. Sit on that one. Think about it. Eat your dinner, Thanksgiving dinner.
eat
Try not
up,
to take your phone out unless you're hitting us up.
or you're snapping pictures of your food and you're trying to share it.
You know,
I mean, this is just conspiracy episode number one.
number one.
Number
Yo, there's
one.
gonna be more to come.
It
There's
will,
gonna be more to come.
we'll be having an episode 2 or even a 3. I mean, there's just so many.
It might be an ongoing series. There's just so many.
It is.
We literally just touched a few right now.
Yeah, we just did like what 2 or 3, and there's
Yeah.
just so many. But yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying their dinner with your family. You guys are watching our podcast or listening to it. We are enjoying ourselves. Other than that, I think we should end it on that for sure.
Yeah. And real quick, I know a lot of guys didn't catch it, but right before we got on, we were on Instagram Live. We're gonna try to do that every time.
Every time, yeah, for
Every
sure.
time as we set up, as we relax,
Mhm.
it's a whole process that goes into it. So we're gonna try to go on Instagram Live every time right before we go live. Maybe talk to a couple of you guys. Maybe try to have a conversation real quick. If you want to let us know your thoughts, what's going on
Just
with your day.
feedback.
Yeah, just whatever's going on. And yeah, next time we're gonna make sure we'll probably post something right before.
Yeah,
let you
or
guys
we'll
know.
go live. But other than that, I think if you guys enjoy uh, the virtual interaction
Yeah.
about being live before we go on set and we start recording our episode. If you guys enjoy, let us know. If you guys have comments or suggestions about the topic, just feel free to just message us on YouTube, comment on YouTube, or DM us on Instagram. We try to get back to you guys as soon as we can.
Mhm.
And other than that, remember that being positive is a new addiction.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get addicted to something, stay addicted. Positivity
Positive.
is the number one thing now. Just thrive for it.
And so that's episode 6, huh?
Episode 6, man.
Conspiracies. We'll
Conspiracies.
catch you guys episode
Someone.
7.
Episode
Peace
7.
out. Stay positive.
Stay positive.